All right, media, you can start raising your hand for head coach Derek Fisher. For tonight's post-game press conference, you'll hear from Coach Nneka Ogwumike, Taya Cooper, and Christine Nigue. We will start with Jim Alexander with the LA Daily News.
Yeah, when you talked the other day before the Minnesota game, and I asked you what's it going to take to get on a run, and you basically said win the game in front of you and then kind of go from there. And it seems like it's kind of played out that way.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to do, but I think if we can stay in the moment and focus ourselves one possession at a time, one quarter at a time, one half, one game, one opponent, we give ourselves a better chance. It doesn't always work out perfectly, but I think it helps to focus us on what we're trying to do, and it's working out for us, but we still have to keep that one game at a time mentality.
We'll go to Kevin Downer with Twitter Sports.
Coach, congrats on the win. What did you make of the way Christina Nigue played tonight with her energy and the bucket she was able to give you there in the second half?
Yeah, I mean, Kristine has she works really hard to try and keep herself ready for, her opportunities, and they don't always come, when you expect it as a player, but she was really ready tonight. And, as we continue to fight our way through this season and we're playing games every other day, there are going to be nights where some of our players, don't have the energy to play the big minutes. And you need players like Kristine to come in and play with energy, intensity, passion, and be really competitive. And those things Kristine brings to the floor pretty much every time she touches the court. And it was good to see her get some buckets tonight and make some really good plays.
Avi, H&B Media.
Hey, Coach. You guys limited the turnovers tonight. You only had 12. How pleased were you at the fact that you kept the turnovers on the lower side and still were able to move the ball around and make the extra pass?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's really important for us. We tend to get a little bit risky with the basketball, and we want to make the home run plays, and it's not necessary for us to do. And so when we can eliminate the unnecessary risk and take care of the basketball and value each possession, it just gives us a better chance to be successful, to shoot the ball efficiently, to get our defense back and set, to get opportunities to get to the free throw line. And those are all important things to win the games at this level.
Chris Camello. Go ahead, Chris.
Hey, Coach. Yeah, thank you. Hey, Coach, the depth is really starting to come into fruition and really show itself. You played this game a long time. Talk about the importance of knowing you could look down at the end of your bench and know that any group that you put out there is going to be really successful, or at least be able to make a contribution. Talk about the depth.
Yeah, no, I think, in every season it's important. I think in a season like this, it's possibly even more important than usual. I'm the beneficiary of, having coaches and teams that, believed in all 12, 13 guys, however many guys are on the team. And, I think it's important to be able to have that. And, we try to play as many players as possible that we feel like put us in the best position to win that night. And every night it doesn't happen that way. But, we talk to our players a lot about staying ready for your opportunities, and valuing it and treating it right. And, I think for good teams, it's important to have some depth. We tend to focus on the star players and the big names, but I do believe those complementary role players, they make all the difference in the world. And if you want them to be ready for the playoffs, the WNBA semifinals, the WNBA finals, they have to play at some point so that you can trust them in those situations. And I'm glad we're fortunate enough to be able to do it at times.
Last question for Coach tonight, Sabrina Merchant, SB Nation.
Hey, Derek. This is a team that shoots the three ball exceptionally well. Did you guys make any adjustments, to run them off the line, or just how you emphasize closeouts, anything like that?
We're trying to do a better job. I think they missed some open looks that they're capable of making. They're playing through a high degree of fatigue due to their lack of depth. So, I think some of it is that, but I do believe that defensively we're making more of a concerted effort as a team, and more people are taking individual pride in what they're doing on that end. And closeouts is a big part of that. I think the play of the game was Candace Parker's rotation out to the corner to block the three-point attempt by Tiana Hawkins. And, that's the kind of effort it's going to take to be the best team in this league at the right time. And there's no shortcuts in that effort. And so the more plays we can put together that way where, we're getting it done on the defensive end, I think we have a chance to be, much better night in and night out. And, you play against teams like Washington and a lot of teams that are good three-point shooting teams. You have to have really good closeouts and really good defensive principles, and we did some good things tonight.
Thank you, Coach.
All right, thanks, everybody.
Eli, can you hear me?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay.
Questions for Nneka Ogwumike, please raise your hand in the chat. We'll start with John W. Davis.
Hey, Nneka, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
Doing well. So I tweeted during the game, and let me know if you feel this way. I tweeted that Nneka Ogwumike's got her groove back. Did you feel like that tonight?
I feel like today, I felt a little bit more like myself today. To be honest, I just want to come out and be productive for my team. And as we kind of develop chemistry, I understand that's going to take a little bit of time. Even in a 22-game season, it's still going to take some time. So I'm glad that I was able to contribute on both sides for my team today.
Jim Alexander, LA Daily News.
Yeah, Nneka, I want to go back to a sequence in the first quarter. I mean, you guys had kind of a field goal drought there for about 5 minutes, and then you outscored them like 12-0 in a minute 40 or something like that. Is that sort of representative of what this team can do, what it's capable of, and the ability to put down the hammer when you need to?
Yeah, I think the drought is representative of us being able to remain focused and even when things aren't necessarily going our way. And for us to be able to convert on those into a 12-0 run shows the same rigor that we have. I think what's most important is that throughout those runs, we keep getting stops. And so as we develop that cohesion, we want to make sure that we can turn those stops into points.
We'll go to Kevin Donner with Twitter Sports.
Hey, Nneka, congrats on the win. I was just curious, Christina Nigue had a really nice game off the bench, and as a post player who's had a lot of success in this league, what's kind of some of the wisdom you've tried to pass down to her as a younger player in the WNBA?
I see a lot of myself in Kristine. She's very raw and athletic, and she wants to kind of soak everything in. So as a vet, I can understand how overwhelming it can be as a young player when you have so many vets on your team. You want to hear what everyone is saying, but I really tried to simplify it for her and let her understand that she should trust herself. And when she plays to instinct, that's when she plays her best. So we just try to support her in that way.
Chris Camella.
Hey, Nneka, great game tonight. I spoke to Fish, and he talked about the importance of depth and knowing that, you could look down the bench and see a lot of players. You talked about Kristine. Talk about how, if this is one of the more deeper rosters you've been a part of with this Sparks team.
It certainly is. I was actually talking to Raquana about this, and, in a lot of ways, if we look at our team from a league standpoint, we could have 2 starting fives. And we have benchers on our team that have started on teams. So for us to be able to have that deep of a bench, but not only have depth, but also that productivity coming out, that energy, that understanding that we're all in this together. And quite frankly, the first 5, we got to get our stuff together. And then everyone who comes in, they basically bring in that energy. I think we've seen in games before that the bench has brought in better energy than the starting five, you know, and so we have to match that. And I think that's a really great advantage that we have.
Last question for Nneka. Amanda Skurlock, LA Sentinel.
Hi, Nneka. Congrats on the win. I'm curious. You have on a Maxine Waters shirt.
I do.
Yeah. What made you wear the shirt? What do you like about Maxine Waters?
I love that she's a Black woman that's representing her people. And I have this mask on too, that is for the fair fight through Honorable Stacey Abrams, and we're here to amplify our voices. So even if I'm not talking about it, I'm going to be about it. And I just want to express myself every way that I can to make this world and country a better place.
Thank you, Nneka.
Thanks, everyone.
Anigwe, we'll start with Sabrina Merchant.
Hey, Kristine. Congrats on the game today. You know, on the broadcast, they were saying that you've kind of developed yourself into like someone who people don't exactly like playing against because you go so physical in the game, you know? Is that something that you noticed or, you know?
Probably. I think I really like playing physical. I think I get energy from doing that, and it just helps my team. Whatever asset I can be on for this team, I'm going to do it. So if that's going in and playing really physical, then I'm going to do that. I really enjoy it. So yeah.
We'll go to Kevin with Twitter Sports.
Hey, Christina, congrats on the win and the good game for you individually tonight. What's it like being part of such a deep second unit?
It's competitive. Like every single day, coach can decide to play someone else, and they can go in there and impact the game just the same as I can. So every single day, you have to be on your toes and really pay attention. And especially like our coach, Coach Fisher, he really, really, really appreciates people and players that can pay attention to details. And that's something that I've had to learn being on this team, which is our bench is super talented and the players on the floor are really talented, but the little details can really separate the good ones from the great ones.
Tukni Nguyen, LA Times.
Hey, Kristine, Nneka just talked about kind of her advice to you. From your end, what's it like working with Nneka? What have you learned from her so far, just being in the bubble with her?
Nneka is like, she's the ultimate professional. She does everything the right way. She really has taken me under her wing, her, Candace, everybody really. Just always keeping me on my toes again, like always telling me like the correct thing to do. Not because I'm super athletic. She wants me to do it the correct way so I can get stopped, so I can be efficient and effective. And it's really been cool learning from her, watching her just grow as a player and a person. That's helping me grow into a better professional.
John W. Davis.
Hi, Kristine. Quick question. How confident are you in your, mid-range to outside jump shot right now?
I'm confident. I practice that every single day. Even the days I don't play that many minutes, I go back in the gym and I just work with coach, and he's really given me that confidence to shoot the ball. So when I'm there, I'm really comfortable, I'm really confident, and I've been working on that. So I'm just like proud of like myself, but also like really appreciate my coaches for believing in me.
Last question, Sabrina Merchant.
Just to follow up on what you said about how, anyone on the bench can go in and have the game that you did. What do you think it was about like this matchup in particular that allowed you to be successful?
For me, I just pride myself in my defense, and every second that I'm on the floor, I'm trying to get a stop, I'm trying to be active, I'm trying to bring energy. So this game really, it was a high energy game, high intensity. So I came in there and I kind of fit right in. The game got physical, and that's where I kind of thrive at. So when the game got physical, I just adapted to that environment.
Thanks, Kristine.
Thank you.
Hi.
Thank you, media. Last up tonight is Taya Cooper. We will go over to Tavi with H&B Media.
Hey Taya, great game tonight. You played 9 games now in the W. I guess for you, what's been the biggest adjustment coming from college to the professional leagues for you?
Ball screens. Ball screens for sure. Like just knowing the different reads, like icing, over, under, them being able to shoot behind the screen, pull up, they're going to drive, just dealing with ball screens constantly, continuously in the middle of the court. So. I would have to say ball screens.
Kevin Dana with Twitter Sports.
Congrats on the win tonight. Washington had 9 players, and one of them was someone who just signed earlier today, I believe. So you guys always play with a lot of energy as it is, but when you see the other team being a little shorthanded, does that kind of give you extra incentive to say, hey, let's be extra aggressive tonight because maybe we can wear them out a little bit?
We say that if you got 12, 14 people, we trying to start off strong, energy and effort, heavy on the boards, pushing the ball. We try to do that with every game. So it really don't matter whether you're 12, 11, 10 deep. We staying the same.
David Yapkowitz, Next Hoops.
Hey, Taya. Especially within these last couple of games, you've been a key player off the bench, with your ball handling, your passing ability, helping run the second unit. Just how does it feel knowing that, as a rookie, that coach already has, a lot of trust in you to really help steady that second unit?
Well, thank you. I feel like, me and Fish have a great relationship. I can ask him questions. He makes sure I'm aware before it happens. He puts me in situations to where I can show my strengths, and really just being a point guard, I got to distribute the ball and get my teammates open, and I have great teammates. I have phenomenal players on the court to play with, so they make it easy for me, and I try to make it just as easy for them.
John W. Davis.
Hey, what's up, Tay? How you feeling?
Hello, I'm feeling good.
Good. First of all, I want to say the boys in the hood are always hard. Got you. And then second of all, kind of talk to me about playing with these 3-guard lineups, because Coach Fish was telling us that, we're going to see some opportunities for 3-guard lineups when it's Chelsea, you, and Raquana. And then honestly, it's almost like you have a 4-guard lineup when you have Simone Augustus out there at the 4. What is that like, playing with like 3 and 4 guards at a time?
I think it's awesome because it's easier to guard on the perimeter when you can switch and talk and rotate any kind of way. I think with Simone being the 4, it makes it way easier to just be able to switch guard to guard because she can guard anybody. And we easy to push the ball. Simone, can't nobody guard Simone at the 4. She can shoot the ball. She gonna bring everybody out. She stretch the floor. So Chelsea, Bay on the wing, mid point, whoever's running the point. I think it just makes the game easier. Like be able to push the ball, run the floor, and shots.
Last question tonight, Chris Camello.
Taya, great game, and great T-shirt, by the way. Classic, obviously. Derek talked about the importance of depth. To be a rookie and to be a solid member coming up off that bench, a consistent rotation player, is this something that, you expected of yourself, or when you get up, say, wow, I'm getting consistent minutes and playing alongside greats like Chelsea Gray and Simone Augustus and Raquana Williams every night? What's your mindset when you're able to be a consistent rotation player?
I try not to think about that. I mean, it's beautiful. It's wonderful. I'm so grateful for the opportunity, but I try not to think about it. I try to just stay in the moment, and whatever he tells me to do and what he wants for that game, I try to execute it. And it makes my teammates' job easier, it makes my job easier, and it makes the coach's job easier. So whatever I'm supposed to do, I try to go out there and do it, but I really try not to think about that.
Thank you so much, Taya. Congrats.